here. Who's your favorite performer so far today? Do you like the jet car? Do you like that Air National Guard machine? Do you like Mr. Whiskus out here in the pit? Which one was your favorite so far?
Jet car.
Jet car. What about you, young lady? And one more. What about you, birthday boy?
The jet car.
Hey, we got a couple jet car fans down here, Hugh. Back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. And we got Mr. Gary Ward in the aerobatic airspace. Here, as we said, from Lincolnton, Georgia. And he's flying that fabulous MX-2, the only exposed carbon fiber production airplane. And Gary is an international aerobatic star, having flown across North America and down into Central America in many different shows all throughout the Caribbean. As he takes the airplane up for his necktie maneuver. Ties off the necktie, then brings it over to the center. Gary is a graduate aeronautical engineer from Georgia Tech. He went to work for Cessna Aircraft Corporation, but then his father, who ran the family's timber business, became ill, and Gary returned to Lincolnton and took over the family business and made it prosper. He still owns extensive tracts of trees, of timber throughout Georgia. We'll talk about that, the way he motivates his trees here in just a moment. But right now, he is really ringing out this airplane. And one of the most exciting performances we'll see here today. As he comes back around and drops it over, the airplane to accelerate. Gary flies this airplane all across the country. And one of the things that he has to his advantage is the seat is laid back, semi-recumbent, just like an F-16 fighter pilot. As he goes up on the upline, you saw those inside and outside step rolls. The G-meter pegging out around 7. He's got a highly modified AEIO 540 engine, turning out over 400 horsepower. Gary is so violent in his maneuvers that he has broken 2 crankshafts on this aircraft. And being an aeronautical engineer, for the 3rd crankshaft, it's cryogenically frozen. That is, it was frozen almost to absolute zero, which realigned the crystalline structure and made the crankshaft much stronger. And so far, he hasn't broke this one, but if he keeps flying like he is today, there's a good chance he might. As he takes the MX-2 up, slams it into reverse, and here he comes backing in reverse at almost 60 miles an hour before he lip stalls back toward the ground. That engine is a Lycon conversion to the standard Lycoming engine. And like a NASCAR race driver, this engine has been blueprinted to put out the maximum power. You can hear it as it screams at us. Now, I talked about the fact that Gary is a very successful timber baron. Well, one of the keys to his success is the fact that he talks to the trees. That's right. Gary goes out in the woods and talks to the trees and motivates them to become outstanding examples of that Georgia pine. For the trees that are doing well, he compliments them, tells them that they will probably become a family heirloom, a fine piece of furniture. For the trees that aren't performing as well, he gives them a little motivation and tells them, you know, they need to grow a little bit better, but they'll probably become a fine home for some family here in the Southeast. The ones that aren't doing very well, because, you know, not everybody performs up to the same standards, well, he reminds them that if they don't start to grow, that they may end up at a pulp mill and become toilet paper. But for the least productive trees, the laziest trees, the trees that do absolutely nothing, he tells them, if you don't start performing, you're going to grow up to be the New York Times. He extorts his trees. I love that. He extorts them to performance, just like as you see him flying here today. Check out that maneuver right there. Square turn to the MX-2. You can hear the engine fighting through the air as he comes across the squares out those maneuvers. From almost zero airspeed, he accelerates the airplane to well over 200 miles an hour. That's one of the marks of a great air show performer, aerobatic air flight pilot. He can handle the airplane right at top speed. Here he goes, going from nice edge back to right side up. He flies an extemporaneous routine. He's all the time inventing new maneuvers as he finds out more and more of the capabilities of the MX-2. Now he's getting a lot of energy built up in the energy bank. And he's going to be hitting it just like you can go over and pick up some extra money from the ATMs that are located here on the field near the barbecue competition area. And by the way, we'll be back over there to the barbecue competition area tonight to check out how they do. Here's Gary in an inverted flat spin, a maneuver pilots are taught to avoid. The airplane is upside down. It's spinning around its own center line. And here comes Gary. He says, well, that's enough of that. I'm going to rotate this airplane while I still have a nice, safe distance under me. And then I'm going to turn the rest of that altitude into airspeed as he comes right back down on the 500-foot air show center line. Back on the stick. 4.5 G's pushed him down into the stick. But right there, right at the top, we go into an outside avalanche. The airplane is actually inverted outside 7 negative G's, trying to pop the eyeballs right out of his head. As he takes the airplane back around, gives a moment for his eyeballs to recage, and he'll be right back into the aerobatic airspace. One of the most exciting performers that you'll see on the air show circuit today. Gary extracts maximum performance from the airplane just as he does from himself. In impeccably good physical shape. He stays that way by a pretty rough routine of physical training because it takes a lot to be able to fly these maneuvers. And Gary doesn't like for me to tell his age, but I can tell you this. You'd be shocked to find out that he has been on this planet for more than 7 decades. And he's up here surfing with an alien. And we continue to watch him. When you can see that airplane accelerate, the acceleration is phenomenal with that 3-blade propeller. Again, with a minimal radius turn right back to the air show 500-foot show line. A nice semi-knife edge flight. Well, Mr. Holden, what are you talking about? A 500-foot show line, a 1,000-foot show line?